G'day, Trooper Cody and Steve making one of our light horse videos, and this time we are down at our campsite down the back of our farm. It's where we come for a bit of R&R, a bit of private time, a bit of quiet time, a bit of relaxation time. There's the boy's reins. He's off free ranging. He just stands there when it's time to go. I'll wander up, put the reins on him, and we'll head back home. But this video is I didn't know I was going to make a two-part video when I made part one, but this is part two of what causes a horse to lose its mind. And one of the biggies, of course, is that a horse is a herd animal, H-E-R-D, and it needs to congregate in groups. You know, when somebody's getting punished in prison, what's a form of punishment in prison? Solitary confinement. And you know, the Geneva Convention and various humanity groups have said that solitary confinement is inhumane treatment because people go mad in solitary confinement. And people aren't herd animals. Not really. Not like a horse is a herd animal. And so what the story I'm going to tell you is that a couple of years ago, I got contacted by a person. I won't go into too much detail, but the person, oh dear, okay, we might have to cut that out. The lad, you know how Facebook is, I can't have the lad going to the loo on a YouTube video. It'd get me in a right drama. Okay, he's finished. So, and so I was contacted by a person, and I thought to do with the church, look, I'll do the right thing. They had a horse, they needed it moved from where they were renting to where they were moving to in a new property. And so I went there and took the horse float, because they didn't have one obviously, and got the horse. A little bit of a kerfuffle trying to get him in, but we got him in. It took about 20 minutes, which I was pretty happy with. He didn't know me. I'm raving. I might have to chop all of this out. Anyway, when I took the horse to where they were going to store it, it was a huge open farm set up for cropping. It was completely flat and treeless, and when you stood and turned in a 360-degree circle, you could not see a house, a tree, a sheep, nothing. And right slap bang in the middle of this area was a fenced off area of about a house block. What country are you looking at this in? Quarter acre, say, about a quarter acre block. And this is where I was supposed to leave the horse. Now I felt absolutely dreadful leaving that horse there, because there was no sheep, no cattle. There was nothing there for that horse, and that would have driven that horse insane. You can't have a horse by itself. You can have goats, you can have cows, you can have sheep. It doesn't matter to the horse, it's company, but you can't have a horse by itself, as it'll go mental. So anyway, long story short, really short version is that when the time came for me to go and move that horse to a better place for them, I was happy to do it, went and got the horse. And that horse had been in that paddock, and it was mental, and it was running around like a loon, and I got there first, no other humans were there. And I just parked the float, got my lead rope, walked out into the yard, caught up with this paddock the horse was in, and as I walked into the yard, the horse charges off, bucking and carrying on like a bloody lunatic into the far distant diagonal corner from where I entered. So I just walked purposefully to the middle of the paddock, stopped, turned around, dropped my head, looked at the ground, and fair income, if you'd have been timing it, within 2 minutes that horse had walked up behind me and put his nose on my shoulder. He didn't know me from a bar of salt. Why did he do that? I was non-threatening and I was damn company. And I slipped the lead rope over his nose and let him out, and within 2 or 3 minutes had him in the float, and thank God delivered him to a place where at least there were other couple of horses. Anyway, bloody long story there, but horses cannot be by themselves. And it's no good saying, oh, I go out and give him breakfast every morning, and I give him tea every night, and I go out and give him a carrot at lunchtime. Well, are you doing anything different to some person? that's in solitary confinement in prison getting their meals. Okay, cheers, cobbers.